So this morning on the MGB GT we are going to be taking off the dashpots and giving them a little sand and a polish to get out some of the nicks and make them look a little bit more presentable. Not going too crazy with it, but this is the result that we're going for. I'm going to just go through the steps on how to do this. So first things first, there are 3 screws you have to remove when taking the dashpots off. 1, 2 and 3, and then it will just gently lift off. Now bear in mind the dashpot has got oil in the centre here in the damper, so have a rag or something with you if there's oil left in it, because it's going to make a mess. We want to make sure we do not drop our dashpots because they are machined so that they fit the damper inside, and if you dent them the damper won't go up and down properly and then you're going to have problems. So be very careful with these. So all 3 screws are taken off. I've also removed the dashpot lid, and as you can see it just lifts off the spring, and then inside you've got a little tube. That's all it is. I'm going to take this and go and polish it. Okay, so we're down the shed, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to attach the dashpot to a mandrill. If you don't know what a mandrill is, basically it's an attachment that allows you to connect something to something else, like a drill or a polisher or a Dremel. And for that I'm just going to use this long threaded bolt. You notice I've wrapped some tape around it. The idea of the tape is that when it's put into, I'm going to do it this way, when it's put into the dashpot, the tape centralizes the bolt, because we're going to connect it to the pillar drill. What I don't want is it to be rocking around. Okay, so that just helps keep the bolt central when I do the nut up. Right, so as you can see, I put the mandrill in, it's nice and central. I've put a washer and then 2 nuts just to lock it off, and then this is going to go into the pillar drill. So what I'm going to be doing next is starting up the pillar drill, making sure that it's spinning nice and central, which I know it does because I've already checked it. And then I'm going to be using different grades of sandpaper and dry paper. So I'm going to start with 800 grit and work my way up. I think any more than that, I'm going to put too deep a scratch into the surface. And we're going to go 800, 1000, 1200, 2000, 3000, and then we'll put some metal polish on it, and hopefully that'll give us a good finish. We do have to be careful because there's a bump here, so that's going to be rotating round. Also we've got the arms that you connect in the ears that the bolts go through. We're going to have to be very careful. Obviously it's on a drill, health and safety. I'm going to be wearing a mask because there's going to be metal particles flying everywhere. I'm going to have goggles on as well because of the polishes and etc, etc, etc. So let's get this started. Okay, so you can see the first layer of cut has come off, and we're just starting to remove some of the bumps and nicks that were in the surface. A little bit more required, I think. Well, it's definitely a better surface. We're going to go up a grade of paper now. good results on the 1200, so I'm going to put a new piece on and just try that again. So as you can see now, after going through the grades of sandpaper and removing the scratches, and then using some auto-solve metal polish on a microfiber cloth, I've managed to bring a bit of luster and shine back to that. I'm not going to take it too much further now. I'm going to give it a clean with some isopropyl alcohol to get off the remaining polish. You know, I don't want this to be showpiece, but they're much better than they were. And the job took about 30 minutes. So not too bad.